Sex Talk.
Hey guys. So this week I want to talk about something that comes up for me a lot, and it is something that I've considered to be a little bit of a battle for me. But nowadays I'm starting to embrace it a lot more, and it's this idea that I've always talked about, like I oscillate. Back and forth. There are days when I love being a sex therapist, love it, love this work, love being able to be a voice, love making these videos. And then there are days when I'm completely checked out and all I want to do is work on music, write my books. Um, so I'm just an artist, and this actually being a sex therapist and making these videos is an extension of that artist persona. Um, but because there was so much schooling involved and there's a business that I've built behind it, sometimes that creativity gets lost. And I crave the simple, like I crave those simple, the simple days, like sleeping in and where you kind of just spend 8 hours of your day as a writer, and then you spend 3 hours writing, and then the rest of the time you are doing your other things. Versus my world as a sex therapist really involves a lot of work, a lot of business. I do a lot of marketing. I do a lot of admin stuff. I do a lot of different. I wear a lot of different hats because it's a business. And while I have really great people that help me, like I have administrators and I have intake coordinator and I have a payroll gal and I have an assistant and I have all manner of people that I hire to help me for a variety of different things, it's still my business, so I still have to run it and I still have to care about it. And there's this belief system that I have that I'm really trying to get rid of, and maybe this video will help me, that the idea that I have this other, if I was to be like a full-time writer, that I wouldn't have to do all of the tedium. She agrees with me. And so I've spent, the last several days sort of in this writing mode. And I actually haven't written a lot for several days, but prior to that I had spent 2 weeks consecutive just writing. And I was on a writing sabbatical out of the country, and I came back and just haven't really been into my work as a sex therapist. Well, today I got back into it, and now I'm really excited about it again. But I just wanted to make this quick video to say that I think it's really normal that you have multiple passions in your life and multiple things that make you excited, and they don't all happen at the same time. And in fact, there's this sort of like ebb and flow, this oscillation, this like coming and going, like a merry-go-round, or some sort of Ferris wheel, like, or maybe an infinity loop, that sometimes you really are passionate about one thing, and then sometimes that sort of like fades away, and your passion for the other thing shows back up. And allowing yourself to ebb and flow is nice, but you can't run a business that way. And I think that's the part that I get really resentful about, is like, come Monday, or come the work week, I've now got to be focused on my work as a sex therapist, whereas that's not even true, because I've carved out this niche. Like I work as a sex therapist, and yes, it's my bread and butter, but I do it part-time because I've spent my entire life trying to make this business that kind of runs itself, right? With within reason. So I'm a part-time sex therapist, a part-time author, part-time musician. I do everything about 30%, and that really works for me. And I want to normalize that. Because I think we live in a society that really perpetuates this idea that we do one thing. You know, so many people work a 9-to-5 job. They spend 40 hours a week doing one thing. And I think that's it's so wrong for us. I mean, maybe it's right for you. I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, I could never do one thing for 40 hours. My writing takes up about 15 to 18 hours a week. I need to block out that time. I spend about 10 to 15 hours a week doing sex therapy, and then another 10 to 12 hours a week on music. So everything's about a third. And that works brilliantly for me. And it's definitely a form of privilege, to be able to figure out what kind of business you want to build and build your own business. And it's definitely not easy for everybody. I totally understand that. And it's not feasible for everybody because of finances. I definitely understand that too. I had the privilege of going to college, going to graduate school. I did take out loans, but, I was able to. And I've also paid off all those loans at this point. So, all of this to say, like, there's still a part of me that wishes that I didn't have to work, right? But I also am trying to be grateful of the fact that the work that I do it part-time. The sex therapy work is a part-time gig, and I do all of the other things in the rest of my time. So all of that to say, if that's something that pulls to you, draws to you, I do have a course. And in my course, I teach you everything that you need to know about being a sex coach, and also how to run and build your own business and have it be sustainable so that it's only a part-time career. And it can be your only career, and you can do all of the other things that you love, like travel and write and play music. And it's profound because you help so many people as well. So it's very transformative for you, and it's transformative for other people as well. So if you have any interest in learning how to be a sex or intimacy relationship coach, working less, working smarter, making money that can sustain you in a really, really powerful way, and also help you do the other things that you love in life, sign up for my course. If you're not ready to sign up for my course, go ahead and sign up for my email newsletters, and I'll include you on, you can get all sorts of other tips just by signing up and being part of the Sex Talk community. I do a lot of sex talks on here, but I also talk a lot about running your own business and being your own boss and things of that nature. So stick around, subscribe, and I will catch you around. The Sex Talk.